Hello, hello, Inter 1 students. In this class, we're going to study the grammar part in Unit 3B. Let's check it. It's pretty easy, really very simple. It's right here. 3B, we are talking again, right, about an, indefinite articles, the definite article, or no article. Well, it's really very easy. We use a or an in those moments that the first time we mention something, okay, it's a nice house, we are saying it's a house, right? However, it is obligatory, it is mandatory to use a or an before jobs, okay? She's a lawyer, he's a businessman, they're builders, she's a housekeeper. So it's obligatory, okay? I am a student. And again, I saw an old man, it was any man, right? With a dog, just one dog. I don't specify anything, so I say a or an. And then in exclamation, okay, expression of surprise, you say a or an to express, okay? What a beautiful day. What an intelligent boy. What an awful day. What a beautiful dress. So it's very common to say this. In fact, that's the way you should say it, right? And in expressions of frequency, I have classes 3 times a week. I take medicine twice a day. He comes here once a year, and then you have or an, okay? Here is the explanation. Well, let's move on. The, well, referring to the, I will make 2 additions, right? Now look at here. I saw a man with a dog. The dog was barking, okay? So I'm mentioning the dog that I'm speaking about, the dog that I spoke before, right? So I am specifying the dog this time. The bell rang and my father opened the door. The children are at school. Well, in this one, we should say when it's obvious that something is that, and normally when there is only one, okay, the bell rang, there's only one bell in your home, that's the usual thing, right? Open the door, please close the window. So we are very specific on that because there is only one, or because it's obvious what we are referring to. Okay, the children are at school. Which children? Okay, the children that live here, my children, all right? And then you have the moon goes round the earth. Yes, the moon goes round the earth. It's right here. There is only one moon. There is only one earth. Okay, so when you speak about something that there is only one, like the sun shines all day long, all right? You use the. And when you don't speak the name of the place, of the building in town, then you say the, okay? I'm going to the cinema, to the supermarket, to the drugstore, and to the airport, etc. However, if you speak the name, then you don't use it anymore. We're going to see it somewhere else, right? And then we have here the 5th use of the best, right? It's the best restaurant in town. Well, there are 2 other moments in which it's mandatory to use the, okay? I'm going to put here number 6, which is I can play the piano. You thought I was going to say guitar? No. Okay, I can play the piano, right? So it's necessary when you show your ability in musical instruments, it's necessary to speak that way. And I say, I was the 2nd in the competition, okay, in in the competition. So I was the second. When you use ordinal numbers, I'll put here, right? So number 6 is with musical instruments. And number 7 is with ordinals. I'll put ordinals, okay? Ordinal numbers, right? It's mandatory. You must use the in these situations too. All right? Very well. So it's an easy thing. Let me clear this. Yes. Now, there is a moment when we don't use articles, okay? No article situations. When is it that we don't need to use an article? Well, first things first, when you generalize, okay? In generalizations, you don't use. So girls often learn to read earlier than boys. That's very much true. Right? So girls, all girls, boys, all boys. I'm generalizing. That's why I don't use an article. Not just because it's plural, not at all. It's because it's a generalization. Here, love is more important than money. Let's think about it. We might even talk about it, but anyway, so love is more important than money. Love, okay, generalizing, money, generalizing, okay, not that money, not this love, but love in general and money in general. Now, you don't use articles when you use some words. For example, she's not at home. I get back from work. So when you use go or get, you don't, and normally use to, like go to work, all right? Get to work. So you don't use the article. Get home, go home. You don't use the article. But there are other words which don't admit, or down here, right? So you have home, work, school, church, prison, the institution, okay, not the building, the institution. He's in prison, not he's in the prison, okay? Hospital, he's in hospital. It's the same thing, okay? So some of these words, but why, Mr. Marques? Is okay, I don't know. It's the language, they decided in this way as time went by, okay? So before these words, you don't use the, right? Now, let me clear this over here now. Well, when you talk about meals, about having a meal, so you don't use articles, okay? I never have breakfast. I eat dinner at home. I usually have lunch, okay, at work. I'm going to the theater on Tuesday. So when you have days of the week, when you have months, you don't use the, okay? So you say on Tuesday in March, you don't use the article. You don't use any article at all, right? And as a last thing here, let me see, because this is a little, okay, right here. Next week. Oh, I'll see you next week. I saw you last week. When you use the words next and last, and then you use following, you have a day, a year, a month, okay, next week, next year, last month, etc. You never use the article. Is that clear for you? It's clear for me. It's true. Well, okay, so this is it for the grammar. And now I want to take a look at the exercise, which is right here. I just need to scroll this up right here. Okay. So I'm going to show the answers, right? And I'm going to speak only about one or two of them right here. I love weddings in general, not your wedding, but weddings, okay? Jess is a nurse in a hospital. So you say Jess is a nurse, it's a job, so it's necessary. Okay, the hospital is a long way from her home. So it is specifying the hospital that you spoke before. What a horrible day. Okay, that's exclamation, right? We have to eat our picnic in the car. That's specific, okay? Well, it's obvious. I mean, we're not going somewhere else. My wife likes love stories. That's generalizations, and so on. All right. So this is the first part. You can take a screenshot of all of them. Pretty many. Okay. Let me talk about 10. I think happiness is more important than money. Oh, money is neglected so often. Not in real life. All right, so this is it for the first exercise. Later on, I'm going to reduce it, okay, to zoom out so you can take a photo of the whole picture. Now again, you need to use here the articles, right? Let me put the answers here. Look at the example. What does the guidebook say about Pizzeria Marco? Right, so this guidebook, okay? It's not any guidebook. It says that it's a great restaurant. Okay, so I'm just specify in a way, right? What a nice day. Okay, a great restaurant, a good. Okay. How often do you go to the gym? It's a building. Okay, to the gym, to the supermarket, to the cinema. Right, about 3 times a week. Expression of frequency, 3 times a week. But I never go on Fridays. Remember, days of the week, months you don't use article. What time does the train leave? Okay, that train, right? There's only one. It's obvious. We're speaking about that train. Okay, in 40 minutes. Can you drop me off at the station on your way to work? So you have here at the station, at the airport, okay, a building in town without a name, work, school, university, okay, etc. You don't use articles. All right, so take a look at this and copy the answers that if you haven't done. Now I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole thing and you can take a big, beautiful picture. There you are. All right, well, this is it for Unit 3B. I hope you liked it and profited from it. See you next class.